Hello crafters! This is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I'm here with another fabulous fun collection with Simon Hurley with Spellbinders. Isn't this fun? This is called Hello Spring. Look at this Easter egg. Look at this fun shaker card. Lots and lots of fun dies, and it's not a large collection, but it's a thumbs up, Simon. You did it again. But before I get started, crafters, have you watched my latest video, The Crafty Chit Chat? I will link it here, where I talk about Spellbinders' upcoming event in August. Near the end of August, there's going to be two options, an in-person event in Arizona and also a virtual workshop. There is so much opportunity for you to be able to attend. I plan on going to the in-person event, and I know a lot of you have already bought your tickets for the in-person event. Thumbs up. Also, Kit Club is available. I'll link my Kit Club video here so you can see all the goodies with this masculine and feminine Kit Club. Lots of fun in this month's Kit Club, just like all the other Kit Clubs. Okay, crafters, let's get into this video taking a look at Simon Hurley's Hello Spring. Let's get started. This is the entirety of Simon Hurley's Hello Spring collection. There are 4 items. On the back of this one, there is also the coordinating stencil. There are 2 die sets. One of them is this beautiful large Easter egg. The egg measures 5.5 inch tall, 4 1/8 of an inch wide. So that's a little bit under 4 1/4. And this is called In Bloom Egg. So pretty. And then you can piece in back all the details, which I did do. You can also just die cut it and ink blend it, but you can pop these in and they pop in very easy. This is like a little fun puzzle, but you can make lots of Easter cards with just this one, In Bloom Egg. Then there's this fun set, Bunny Buddies. Bunny Buddies will give you 3 styles of bunnies, and there is a diagram for it. On the product page, just scroll through and you'll see this, and I just take a screenshot and then print it out. Sweet Bunnies. Is it called Bunny Buddies or Sweet Bunnies? It's one of these, but this is it. I'm seeing a different name than here. So I'll put the proper name here on the screen from the product page, okay? It's either Bunny Buddies or Sweet Bunnies. Oh, that's funny. Why did I write that then? One of them is the correct name. It shows you all the layering for the bunnies. Now, the only thing I'm missing in my little bag of bits that was sent to me is this basket. I don't know where the basket is. I do have the bow, but I don't have that basket. But I normally spill them out into craft stacks, so nothing went flying, but I am missing that little basket. It would have been nice to have it, but I still cut these bunnies a bunch of times. So I made a few cards. Now, these bunnies, they do have a story. They do have a past. You've probably seen them in my Steals and Deals videos. They're inspired by Simon's stamp set. So there is a coordinating stamp set for these bunnies that are now dies at a larger sizing, okay? I'll put the name of the stamp set and there will be stamp and die. But you see the shapes? Almost looking like what you see here. So these are 2 cards from the past, and then I used this card to inspire one of the new cards that I made featuring this. And I changed something here. I did the same channel, but in the background I used pattern paper. You know, like a do-over when you get a second chance. What would I do different? I put pattern paper there. So fun, right? So this is inspired by this. Just like Simon's Sending Hugs collection. I'll link the video here if you haven't seen it. A set like this you can use many different ways, along with this fabulous 3D embossing folder. Simon, 2 thumbs way up for this whole collection. Small but mighty, especially for all your Easter spring crafting. Ornate Eggs 3D embossing folder, 5.5 inch wide, 8.5 inch tall. You'd use Universal Plate System for this. So I die cut this out with hammer mill cardstock and then came on and blended, because the stencil works with all these fun eggs. I believe it's a 5 count stencil. Yes, it is. And it's called Layered Ornate Egg Stencil. Okay? So fun. So let's look at my examples. Let's start off with this beautiful egg, In Bloom Egg, which will fit in an A2 envelope. And I did turn it into a shaped card. So with the egg detail, which is this outer piece right here for the outside layer, on the back, I put a 1/2 inch score line, glued the tops together. All I did was cut a vertical line on that bottom to then make it stand up as an A2 card, okay? So it can work on your desk and all of that if you wanted to make cards like this. This sizing too. This is really fun for a banner as well. Here I layered up yellow in the background for those little dots. So that's the yellow cardstock you see here. And then I came in with white cardstock and did some ink blending both in green and purple. I'm having fun still with the yellow and purple. So there's a touch of yellow, mostly purples. Then I brought the yellow centers with some pearls. These pearls are from Honeybee Stamps. They have a whole thing of their ephemera with pearls and little gems. So I decided to bring in the pearls because I think this is so beautiful and delicate. So I'm still having fun with purple and yellow. Love, 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 love. And that splash of green. I did ink blend all of this and then piece it all back in together. And it was absolutely worth it. I think this is a darling little card with the In Bloom egg. For the sentiment on my cards, most of them, is this fun set. This is from the February Kit Club, which I'll link my video here. This is the Clear Stamp and Die of the Month, Ears to Spring. So you get these fun sentiments with a great font combination. You even get this image that you can color. And then you get the coordinating die for all those sentiments, even for some of the little bits like the butterfly and the little flowers, and also this detail as well. So here I have Sending Springtime Smiles, which I embossed with gray pigment ink, not black, because I thought black here would have been too harsh. So I softened it with the gray. Love that. So pretty. So, so, so pretty. Love this card. For most of the cards that I'm going to show you, I am using the images. See how cute they are? This was inspired by both this card and this card. You see these two together again? I didn't have to go far for inspiration. And then I did this detail here, but I did put pattern paper in the back and I changed the mix. Here I have some beautiful delicate sequins. Here I had some confetti and I had just plain white. This time I used pattern paper. So what I did was take the old card, use inspiration, brought it over here, and then I also use inspiration from here with the sky and the grounding, the little flowers. Here's a little flower. Like I brought in these two together and then said, what would I do different? And then use the die. Isn't that cute? Reusing something old into something new. Fun, fun, fun. And having the stamp set inspire me. Let me give you the measurement of this tall guy. He's about 2 3/4 of an inch tall and roughly 1.5 inch wide. So fun. For my layers that you see here, I'm coming into some fabulous arch dies. For the outer die, for the A2, I'm coming into Perfect Touch arches and tag dies. The largest die is an A2, 4 1/4, 5.5 inch. Comes in 6 more times to a tag. This one goes on sale from time to time. It is a fabulous set. I did want that delicate detail. This little U shape all the way around. And then for all my remaining layers, I came into Essential Arches. This is an oldie but goodie that works with all of the other Spellbinders arch die sets, okay? Whether it's Make-A-Wish Arch or Perfect Touch Arches, etc. So fun. So this is now 16 dies. This goes on sale from time to time, but it's a fabulous set. Largest die also is an A2, 4 1/4, 5.5 inch. On this example, see the clean edge? That's what I'm using. On this one, I'm using this. Then inside here, I'm using Perfect Touch Arches because of the detail here, but I did not want this detail on this one. This time I went into this to get that clean layer. Mix, match, play with all of these. And the more you play with them is the more you can be like, well, I love what I did before, but hey, if I could do it again, what would I do different? This is what I would do different. For the background scene, I'm using a cloud stencil. This is the Lawn Fawn Slimline Stencil. Fabulous one. I'll put a link below for that. Crafters, I'm detailing and linking everything below. That is a fun set to get. Okay, just to have it always ready as your stenciling stash. And it is slimline, so it'll go all the way out. I just layered it coming down. Same thing I probably use for this. If I didn't use it here, then I'm using Waffle Flower. Those are my 2 favorite stencils. This one, though, is retired. But this one, still available. So fun. So I did a very delicate ink blending back there. Then for my grass detail, I'm coming into this fun one, which goes on sale from time to time too. Landscape Edges Die. This would also work perfectly with that slim line if you turn it horizontal, because these are all 7 inches long. Here I'm using the grass detail. There is a hillside detail, which you'll see in my next card. And then the cloud detail. I always use these two. I haven't used that cloud one. I love using cloud stencils. I like that background to be blended like that. Then I put together my fun bunnies. And they come together so easy. And you know what I forgot to put? I forgot to put little bunny's tush here. Bunny's tush is this one. I'm supposed to put a tush there. So I'll put a tush. Afterwards, I remembered it, then I forgot it again. Right there, he's supposed to have a little tail, okay? Just like this. He's supposed to have a little tail. But if you didn't notice, oh well. But I just noticed it now. And that butterfly detail too. And then here's a little flower. So I could have put more flowers, but it would have been too much. Then for the sentiment, your friendship makes spring brighter. I'm coming into that stamp and die of the month from last month. This now is black pigment ink for my heat embossing, okay? So there is a difference between these two. More delicate, more bold, but I decided to go more bold here. So fun. Then for my pattern paper in the back, because I'm coming back to this on another card. This is Simple Stories Say Cheese Classic Pooh Baby. Spellbinders does have some dies, and that's a video that's coming with the dies that coordinate with this Simple Stories. There is a nice collaboration between Simple Stories and Spellbinders with that Say Cheese Classic Pooh, but I am using their 6x8 pad. I went ahead and bought this, and it came, and I really love this set. Look how pretty this is. That's on one of my cards. The background here, that's what's here. I just use one of this detail, okay? So super pretty for this set. I love the delicate detail, but it's not so pastel. It does have a nice spring feel for it. So love. And then I put the same flower here on my little bunny and some green gems in the center. For my channel that goes around here, this time I popped up this card with 3mm foam so everything moves smoothly. Last time the mistake I made, notice how it's not moving as much because this is 2mm foam. Standard foam, I went higher with that foam tape at 3mm. If you want your shaker bits to flow really easily like this, go with the 3mm. And then down here, this is 2mm if you don't want it to flow as much, okay? And I will put a link below in other supplies for the scrapbook.com foam, which goes from 1mm, 2 to 3. 2mm is your standard height. Like all foams are mostly 2mm. 1 is low profile. What he has, and that's 2. So this is 1, that's 2. Like this one is popped up a little bit higher than that one. Fun. Up next, I decided to shop my stash again to put this fun one together. This is a whole scene. This is a A6 card, which is 4.5 inch wide, 6.25 inch tall. But this time, instead of having it portrait, which I normally do, I have it landscape, okay? And I'm using 4 bunnies because I cut so many of these bunnies. For example, this is alabaster color wheel cardstock. I cut all 3 bunnies out of alabaster. This is fog color wheel cardstock. I cut the 3 bunnies. Then I also cut white, okay? Then I came in with a different shade of gray. This is from Essential Cardstock. So there's 2 different shades of gray here. I was just having fun. With the white cardstock, I didn't do any ink blending, but with the gray and also the alabaster, which is like a ivory cream, I did do a little bit of ink blending on it with some distress ink, okay? Isn't this fun? So I have 4 little cuties here. If I had the basket, it would have gone on this card. I did put the egg, so I have this bunny holding it. I have this one, notice the tail. I did put a little bow here too, isn't that cute? And then I have this bunny looking at this one standing out here. And then I played with all these little fun flowers. I was just having a ton of fun. And then here's a butterfly. Here's a sentiment, celebrate in full bloom, stamped out in black pigment ink, using again the ears to spring. And then I have a lot of little green gems in here as well. Now for all my layering, you're seeing the pattern paper, both of them is from the same Simple Stories right there and there for the background scene. And I'm using the same landscape edges die out here, this one. And then these little bits are actually this little bit of grass in here. So there's a little tiny bit of grass, but I could have also used this too. I was tempted to, but I decided to go ahead just for like a little grounding on each little cutie patootie. This is pomegranate and rainforest color wheel cardstock, okay? And look at the little eggs too. That's also from in here, the little eggs. Super duper cute. For my 2 layers here, I'm coming into 5x7 Matting Basics A and B. This is 7 dies in each set. Largest die out here is 1/8 of an inch shorter than a 5x7. I'm using one of the inner details for the black. And then this one here from set B with that other layer with the cardstock, okay? I just pick them and then just layer them up like that. What do you think of my little storytelling landscape card here with 4 bunnies? I tell you, I had so many bunnies. You're going to see the next card, even more bunnies. Up next, another fun bunny card. So on this one, you're seeing 4, and this is the same size as this one, okay? So this is also a A6, 4.5, 6.25 inch tall, okay? Look at the fun bunnies. Here I have a darker bunny and I'm using, I believe, acorn with some ink blending. And then there is the alabaster bunny as well. And I wanted to bring in some fun flowers. I was really shopping my stash for like bits to work with these fun bunnies. Simon, 2 thumbs up again for this collection. Love, 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 love. Look at the little bunny right there, hiding behind this little pot of purple flowers. And then this one sitting here, and here I have the little grass detail. For my potted florals, I'm using the flower cart die. This was recently on sale. It might still be on sale because I think it might be on the way out. This has the pails, which you see here, but I didn't use the handle. And then these are the flower bits right here. So fun. So I have Bellini, beeswax, and lavender color wheel cardstock, all with some very light ink blending. In the background, this is peridot. I believe that one is rainforest color wheel cardstock. Just layered up. This is all color wheel cardstock too. Even this one. That is waterfall. I could have done the cloud detail, but I decided to keep it solid. And for the pattern paper that you're seeing in the back here on that layer, I'm using again Say Cheese Classic Pooh. This one right here. So super pretty. So that's why I brought in the waterfall here. And I'm using 5x7 Matting Basics A and B for these 2 layers as well. Then for this layer, just to differentiate it from that floral, I'm coming into the Mirrored Arch Labels die. Largest die is an A2, 4.25, 5.5 inch, but I'm coming into one of these inner ones. And I cut that layer out in alabaster. And then this one in that waterfall color wheel cardstock. This is white cardstock. Coming back again into Ears to Spring. Here I have it stamped out in black pigment ink because if I did heat emboss it, it's going to become darker. So I didn't want it so pronounced. I could have also done the gray, but I think the black and white really works here. So it's Hello Spring, fresh picked wishes for you. This is Green Gems. For all the bunny details, I'm using either Tutu or blush color wheel cardstock for the pinks, okay? Inside the bunny, okay? All those details as well. Just absolute fun. Look at the little flower card. I think that works so well over here. So if you have this die set, bring it out for little images like this and then tell your story. So super cute. Love that. And lastly, I have the Ornate Eggs 3D embossing folder, embossed first, and then inked with the coordinating stencil, okay? Using all sorts of Gina K ink, I think is what I used for this one. Isn't that pretty? And I did put the details with the little dots and the little chevron and all that on these eggs, but you don't have to. Then for the sentiment, I'm coming into Bloom with Happiness this spring. Notice how it's really bright here because this one is embossed with black pigment ink, so I can feel the detail with it. I'm using, again, Ears to Spring. For my layers here, I'm coming into Precision Layering A2, sets A and B, because I can tell by the distance that I'm using both A and B. Largest die from A and probably second or third die here coming into set B for my fun layers on this Easter card. Love, love, love the pastel details that you see here. Alrighty, crafters, that is it. I do have 5 fun Easter cards, spring cards. What do you guys think? I think these bunnies are just such fun storytellers. Even when they were a stamp set, they were fun. This time, Simon did not turn these into dies. I do like these bigger ones anyway. These 3 right here. And you see this holding the egg too. So super fun. Simon, again, great job. Look at all the fun here. I could have just kept on going, making more and more sets. And what made it easy too? This little pattern paper set, this 6x8 paper pad, the classic Pooh Baby, really, really works with this whole thing and brings in all those fun colorways as well. Alrighty, crafters, everything will be detailed and linked below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the Spellbinders in-person workshop or the virtual workshop. Either option, thumbs up for a crafty good time. If you do the in-person, you'll also have access to the virtual. Just saying, okay? So that's like a 2-for-1 for that one. Alrighty, crafters, like I said, everything will be detailed and linked below. Until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Bye!